Thinking about going on a cruise this year.
We're going on a cruise.
Because, with the two kids, it makes it tough to fly around like I used to.
Yeah?
I used to love my flying around down in the Caribbean stuff. But
Have you cabana wear?
Huh?
You need cabana wear.
No, you do all
cruise.
that. I saw your videos.
Oh.
You do all that. I don't think I would fucking shop, especially for a cruise.
Oh, come on.
We were really close to pulling the trigger and doing a cruise just because it would be a little easier this year. And then maybe go back to flying next year.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck is going on with that cruise ship?
Well, that's Carnival, man. Oh,
and why
boy.
the fuck why couldn't they fly in supplies sooner? Why was the cruise ship allowed to go 500 miles off course?
Well, that's the company, I think. I think they're all ixnay. Let's take care of this ourselves. Let's not get bad publicity. And then things kind of escalate, and then they're like, all right, we need some help.
Oh, so they were hoping. Oh, so they kept it under the QT or whatever.
Well, I think they try to handle it themselves at first.
So what? They kind of like flew some guys in that might know how to put an engine back together?
Yeah,
is it an engine
like,
problem?
Well, this is they had a fire that affected the engine, and the engine, is everything to those ships, power and all kinds of shit. And then after a while, it's like, okay, now we got to tow this thing in.
500 miles off course, though?
That's crazy, right?
And then they only started flying in supplies, yesterday or 2 days ago at this point?
Yeah.
It got to the point where they were handing out onion sandwiches?
Yeah.
It should never get to the point where they're giving out onion sandwiches.
I bet they try to make it exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening on the Lido deck, onion sandwiches. Come on. Ding, 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 ding.
People were shitting in bags and leaving it outside their rooms? This is your vacation?
Yes. There was apparently like sewage sloshing in the hallways on some of the decks.
And people are just squeezed out on the decks trying to get fresh air all day long?
Yeah.
Crowding themselves?
Yep. 2-hour lines to get onion sandwiches.
To get the onion sandwiches?
Yeah, stand on lines. Just a disaster. They're towing them in at under 5 knots to Mobile, Alabama, which they don't even get a nice destination. Some of the people are going to want to get back on the ship after they get off Mobile, fucking Alabama.
Good old Mobile.
Yeah.
What else was going on that cruise ship?
Imagine conga lining through fucking raw sewage. You're just kicking your feet up and big lumps of shit are splashing on the wall as you're just conga lining through duty.
Doing the limbo, man?
Yeah.
Oh, you fuck up the limbo, you're going to get a bag full of shit.
The girl's hair is fucking dredging through the fucking shit water.
People are actually sleeping on the deck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because their
so
rooms
stuffy.
The rooms are shot.
They bailed on their rooms a while ago, especially the ones that don't have the windows. And,
hot.
And what's not.
4,000 fucking people just stuck.
And they don't have a system where they could get these people off the fucking cruise ship?
Oh, I think to do that would be a huge liability.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Can't just helicopter people off the ship all day long?
That's crazy. And why would the company want to tie up an entire another cruise ship?
Well,
if they brought
guess
them
what? They have
onto
no
that
choice.
Oh,
You're 500 miles off course, and there's sewage rivers in the hallways.
I mean, where are they going to do it? Then you got to deal with the people that were booked to be on that ship.
Right.
The ship that they use is like the rescue ship.
It's a fine ecosystem, right?
Oh,
the cruise industry.
You gotta fucking keep everything on schedule.
Because now they're fucked. I heard this cruise ship's going to be out of commission for at least a month and a half.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cruises they're going to, lose out on.
Carnival's the worst.
They had something happen last year, too.
Yeah.
Why is Carnival the worst? That's Anthony's opinion.
Cheapest.
It's a party cruise.
Yeah.
I think we're safe to say they're the worst, considering the situation at hand.
It's the cheapest one. Their ships. They have, I think, the oldest ships out of all the cruise lines. I like Royal Caribbean.
Wait, you said they're the what? The cheapest?
The cheapest, yeah.
And the oldest.
Enjoy your Twitter later.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of us can afford.
Your AIDS! You're so right.
You forgot where you came from.
I bet when you were knocking 10.
There's a lot of us. That's all we can afford.
AIDS! I went on a Carnival cruise. It was great.
It doesn't matter what the fuck you say. There's an idiot out there. There's an idiot out there.
Exactly what they would say.
I'm proud of the Twitter voice
I
invention.
love the Twitter.
It's one of my proudest fucking inventions.
It's all I do when I read Twitter now is AIDS.
But it should be said. It should be said. Because I think people do get most as far as my feed goes and my followers, most of them are beyond cool.
Yeah.
And these guys, it's so obvious now.
Yeah.
How ridiculous a very small percentage of these people are. They look like idiots now. Oh, really, do we? Yeah, you do. Anyway, you were saying it's the worst cruise line.
Yeah. It's I've just heard horrible things about it. It's you get something like Royal Caribbean. That's a good cruise line. Even Norwegian. I enjoyed going on Norwegian. Royal Caribbean's
new ships are awesome.
Yeah, Norwegian's got some crazy new ships.
I saw one, and I don't know if it was like they were fucking around with the commercial, because a lot of times in my house the fucking audio's down because we're doing shit. It was a cruise line, and it looked like a mini city with the buildings on the top. Were they just fucking with that for the commercial, or was that
was for the commercial?
Oh, it wasn't the actual cruise ship.
No.
Okay, because I was like, what the fuck? It looked like a mini version of, like, let's say, Midtown Manhattan. With all the buildings?
The big thing to do with them now is the whole center of the ship is to look like Central Park.
Yeah. They make these giant big walkways through the middle of the ship.
And restaurants.
Yeah, it's like
and
a mall. And then they also have interior balcony rooms now, where instead of having the room with the balcony on the outside of the ship, they're on the inside, so you can look in at people walking around.
Oh, that could be kind of cool.
It's fucking just amazing, these things.
That could
Huge
be kind of
hotels.
cool, yeah.
But the thing is, those motors, that runs the show.
those old Carnival ships. There was a period between the late 80s to early 90s where Carnival was doing a tie-in to sitcoms. So, like, the sitcom would go on a cruise.
Oh, wow.
Like, Growing Pains did a couple episodes on a cruise ship. One or two of those ships, I think until recently, were still active. And they're supposed to switch them up every, 10 years.
Yeah, if you don't modernize the ships, and you could tell, like, the ones that look like giant bricks placed on a boat, they're just big square. They got no form to them.
A lot of the European cruise lines look like that.
Yeah, they're just terrible. With the little tiny balconies on this just wall of rooms on the sides of the ship.
What makes the Norwegian so amazing?
Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, they're new ships. They're newer ships. They're giant. They have all the modern amenities.
They're the biggest ships in the world.
Yeah, giant, just fucking giant ships.
I think if next time, like the Epic or something that comes into Manhattan here, I think they allow you during that downtime on a Sunday or Monday, you can get a visitor's pass to look around the lobby.
Oh, no
and stuff
kidding.
like that.
Stow away.
I gotta check it out. Now, E-Rock, I'm a guy. I need to be out and about.
Yeah.
Would I feel claustrophobic on a cruise ship? I've never done one of these over-the-top cruise ships.
You think you need to do a million things when you go on a cruise ship, but most of the time it's like there's all these activities and place to go. But in the morning, you just throw a towel down by the pool, and then you're just laying out there and drinking all day.
Dude, they got all kinds of shit to do, and it's a giant. You don't realize how big it is until you're.
So you don't feel crowded?
Actually, no. Especially,
that's so weird.
Especially
and you don't even
if
feel the waves
you use a
anymore.
little bit of your fucking cash.
Right.
That way, you get one of these rooms that it has their own area, their own little pool area, their own lounge area,
the butler and piano.
Yeah, the butler, the piano. You don't have to go in the general population.
I just can't wrap my head around it.
And then you're stopping at islands.
I know, but I can't wrap my head around the fact that all of this is in one boat on the water.
It's crazy.
I can't wrap my head around it.
It really does get you. When you think about it, you're just like, holy fuck, this is amazing. When you're taking a shower in some of those rooms, they got a giant window that just overlooks the ocean. And you shower, and then you turn around and realize, oh, yeah, I'm in a ship.
That's so
not
weird.
in a hotel.
Yeah.
And you can get
really
up early in the morning. They got Starbucks or an equivalent to Starbucks on all these ships.
I'm an early
now.
riser, E-Rock, so that would be good for me.
Hope you'd be walking around the deck.
That's right.
Everybody
Shooting
else is
video
coming out
people.
hungover.
That's right. Stupid!
Is this a live read? That's funny. That would be good. We should get fucking... Send this break off to Royal Caribbean.
That's right. Let's get some free fucking trips for our listeners.
Let's go live. This used to be their big commercial.
Yeah, I used to
They'd show them rock climbing.
I used to love this song.
Really?
Yes.
Man,
they killed this song for me. Jeff in Orlando, what's up?
Hey, so let me tell you a Carnival story. A few years ago, went on a cruise out of Cape Canaveral with my wife and kids and another couple of their kids. And first of all, we booked we booked the cruise a couple months beforehand, and we looked at pictures of the boat. Then we got there, and it turned out it was a Katrina refugee boat. So they'd removed all the decorations. So there was nothing on the walls. All you could see were sort of like the faded area on the carpet on the walls where there were pictures. They took all the sculptures out of the center of the boat because it was a refugee boat. So after we got on, they gave us hot dogs, which was great. And then we went. You did that practice evacuation.
Yeah.
They did the practice evacuation. Then they actually evacuated the boat and put us in a parking lot for 8 hours while they checked the boat for a possible bomb threat.
Sounds great. Why would they?
Awesome.
Why would they put you on a boat that was a refugee ship without, like, putting it back into service and redecorating it?
It's Carnival.
Did you get a refund or something?
Oh yeah, we after the bomb threat, we got back on the boat, we got our bags and left, and they gave a refund, and I got the feeling that they give a lot of refunds.
Man,
they were really, really good at it.
This guy, there's so many cruise ship stories coming in. This guy, I don't have time, but he said he went on a Carnival ship when he was 16.
Yeah.
Then went again when he turned 30. It was the exact same shit.
The same shit.
Is that possible? That's what this guy's saying.
That's, definitely possible.
And then the other thing with the cruise ship that's having the problem, and they're slowly getting it to Mobile, Alabama. They can't get in their rooms because no electricity. They can't use their electric keys.
Their little electric key.
There's no workaround for that.
You'd think
there is,
would be.
but they'd have to make a duplicate for everybody.
Well, too fucking bad. I swear I would find something and I would break down the door to get into my own room.
You'd have to imagine everyone, 4,000 angry people are trying to just do things.
Of course.
And get answers. Imagine the crew must be flustered.
You think they're like sequestered deep in the ship somewhere?
Housekeeping's nowhere to be found.
Right, hiding.
Just hiding. Don't let them find us. We're here.
Could be the one guy yelling, "I need towels."
Yeah. Fucking towels, you bitch.
You think there's a lot of yelling on that ship right now?
A lot of yelling.
If you want a good video, that would be the time to do it.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah.
Some guy said he got phone calls from his wife who was on the ship, and he goes, it's just the entire time her and her girlfriends that he went with, that she went with, just crying on the phone. He goes, every call, it's them crying. So imagine all these women crying, men yelling for things.
This is going to be
awful.
Some lawsuits.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the Norwegian. What the fuck? Dennis on Long Island. Dennis.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning.
Boy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I was on the Epic for my honeymoon, and we got on the ship that morning in Rome, and you can't possibly see everything. You know, the food, you get sick of buffet food after a while. There's like 12 restaurants, from French to Italian to a huge steakhouse.
Dude, I never even went. I was on the Epic, and I never went to the actual place where you're supposed to eat dinner. Like their
the
big
main dining hall.
Yeah.
Why? You should have just to check it out.
I went to all the restaurants.
It's floor to ceiling in the back restaurant. The food was okay in that restaurant. We went there, but the bands that play there all night long. I mean, we spent 5 hours in the comedy bar during dueling pianos.
Yeah.
Right.
And all you do is drink. They buy in people drinks. It was amazing.
And then one night I ordered food from one of the restaurants to bring it to the room. They brought it like I was in the restaurant. They set up the table like it was the restaurant and had like a waiter that would come to the room and wait on you.
Oh, so you go on that ship, everyone gets a waiter?
No.
Enjoy your Twitter. Enjoy it.
If you're going to go on any cruise, Norwegian, they take care of your kids if you want. It's
Sure.
Yeah, and you basically you're saying that you didn't see everything.
Oh, forget about it. You can't. If you see everything, you're not getting off and doing any excursions.
Wow.
We did a couple. We had one complaint. They gave us our complete money back, and they accommodated us with like a voucher on the ship. And it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Norwegian's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
The ship. I mean, we got a chance to see the Breakaway, which is coming out of New York soon, and it's amazing. I had a balcony view. You can only imagine. Every day they come, they clean your room, fresh towels, a problem with
Oh,
towels.
you should see what you do. What they do when you grease the guy $500 the second you step on the ship. I gave my fucking butler $500, and that guy couldn't be there enough.
Wow.
That was great. He would actually come in and wipe the cum off of the girl's back. It's amazing. He just
Jesus.
Unfortunately, let me tell you, I was my first cruise ever, and I would definitely, I want to do another one tomorrow if I could. Get out of this cold weather and go someplace Caribbean or tropical. It's beautiful.
Right on, brother. Thank you. Let me.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, let me hit up Brent here. Brent, what's up?
Oi, Brent.
Yeah, that boat you were talking about that looked like the downtown Manhattan on it, that breakaway that the guy was just talking about. That's that ship.
So that is an actual ship?
No.
Norwegian breakaway.
It's the best of New York City sailing to sea, so they just put that on the billboard. So it looks like the city, but...
Oh, okay.
They got it painted on the side of the boat. It's not actually on the boat, but yeah, that one's going to be sailing out.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not too outrageous to think they would do that.
At some point.
Eventually, they're going to go too far, and the whole fucking thing's just going to sink to the bottom of the ocean with 4,000 people in it.
Oh, boy.
How are they testing all this shit out?
It's
a
amazing.
water park on the boat.
Yeah.
Not a slide, a park.
That's amazing.
The new Disney ships
Yeah.
have these clear water tubes. So when you do the water slide, shoots you off the ship. You go off the side. Now you're just hanging over the ocean while in the tube, and then it swings you back in an angle real fast where you come right back onto the ship into the pool.
I really do want to do one of these cruises.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Epic has a bowling alley, has a bar that it's always under 32 degrees. It's an ice bar.
The ice bar. That fucking bowling alley's hilarious. I went on.
You
went
can't
bowling.
bowl on a cruise ship.
Yeah, well, I did.
Especially if you take your bowling seriously.
Dude,
They got those stabilizers down.
You know what's fucked up?
Oh, they got it down?
Yeah, you never feel.
But let me tell you something. One night, it was fucking rocking and rolling. It was so nasty out there that even with the stabilizers, sometimes you get those nights, and it was rocking. We were hammered bowling, and you could definitely see the ball. It was like, hey, I put a lot of English on that. It's like, no, the boat just fucking rolled.
No kidding.
That way. But I always think it's funny that on planes, you get the slightest bit of turbulence, and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts until the captain has turned off the... Bing, but on these ships, you're bouncing off the walls, and they're just like, drink and bowl. Meanwhile, the boat's moving a lot more than planes do in turbulence.
Really?
Yeah. It's great.
I gotta check. They have an outdoor movie theater now?
And they have an outdoor movie theater and an ice bar.
Yeah, the ice bar.
The whole back of the ship is a huge pool, but it's also an amphitheater with a gigantic LED screen.
Yeah, they put on shows back there, so you're outside.
Is this Norwegian?
Yeah, they do concerts and movies. And
All right, someone who works for Norwegian, I got to be set up nice. I want to go away in like 3 weeks. Is that possible?
3 weeks.
I'm not even joking.
In 3 weeks.
Possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
yeah.
Especially in
There's
this
sites
economy.
where you can,
Yeah, you
find
think it's
last-minute
possible?
deals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A good room? Whoa. I don't need the Kumia suite or anything, but something something in between would be nice.
Don't go half-assed.
No, you want a balcony.
You get the giant fucking balcony room.
How many G's for the week?
Gee. I don't
know what they charge for kids, though.
Trying to think.
So I'm thinking...
I'll sneak my kids on the boat. That's easy.
Oh, is that just put them in your luggage?
I'm thinking $2,500. You can get everybody on.
For the week?
Could be a little more expensive than that.
Yeah, for the Anthony Cumia experience?
No, he doesn't want the Anthony room.
Oh, you got to have the Anthony Cumia experience.
Yeah, he doesn't want the Nagel experience.
All right, let's get this done, Norwegian. I'm waiting for you.
And
I'm waiting for your phone call.
He doesn't have the diamond status discounts.
Well, I think I want to do one of these for real.
I did a week and a half for $7,000. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
that?
had that one of two rooms that exist on
There's
that
only
ship.
2 of the rooms on the whole ship.
Wait, I spend that going down to my spot in
Dude, believe
in the
me,
Caribbean.
It's well worth it. It's crazy. You're fucking in a room where there's hallways in your room. There's doors and hallways in your fucking room. It's crazy.
And Justin Stengel, he, He's just starting to listen today, obviously. He writes, there's a death boat out there right now. Why go on a boat? No, I got turned around on the whole thing because I'm listening to these guys.
You just don't want to take Carnival.
Yeah, Justin, fucking rewind this show. This is how the break started. I'm like, why would anyone ever want to do this? But then these guys turned me on to the Norwegian, and I'm all in now.
It's great.
And knowing everyone else is like, fuck cruise ships for a while, I slide in nice now.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Look at those
everyone
rooms.
Else is second guessing and canceling, and you'll get some good deals.
And I'll just fucking do the fucking
private villa.
Oh, it's like
and I'll Congo line my whole family right on.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yep, that's the private little area. Mm-hmm. Love it.
All right. So where are we at with the ship? Is it getting close to Mobile finally?
Yeah, I don't even know where it is now. It's still out there in the fucking Gulf.
I think today's the day it comes in.
Dude,
and
here,
hold on.
Rebecca had called her mom about 1:30 on Monday, and I could hear Rebecca talking to her mom, just crying. And then I had my daughter just crying, Mama, please just come get me. I want to come home. Just come get me, Mom. It's so hot. I'm so want to go home. Come get me. Come see me. It's just that devastating, gut-wrenching cry. You want to get to your daughter. We're just paralyzed. We cannot do anything. We can't get out there and rescue.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
And we're at the discretion of when they come in and the weather and everybody who's trying to help. I'm so thankful everybody who's trying to bring them in. We want them back. We want them home today.
Oh, my goodness. It must be just terrible. So we're getting word that it should be, and of course, as you know, these things change a lot, but sometime around 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock this evening is when that ship will be coming in. I'm going to want to hear
some of the interviews of the people getting... Oh, God. Oh, that's going to be great.
Cruise
Load up on those sound clips for tomorrow.
Can I fly down? I will have my viral video.
Yes. Let me play that for you.
Uh-oh, what's this? The apology?
Yeah. What a doodle!
I think it's very important that I apologize to our guests
this guy.
And to their families that have been affected by this very difficult situation. At Carnival, our promise to our guests is to provide a great vacation experience. We try very hard to do that.
Well, you failed miserably.
It's obvious in this particular case, we did not deliver on that promise.
Wow. Yeah, that might be the understatement of the year. What they've been offering, from what we know, is a $500 per person compensation, a full refund of the cruise and related travel, a bus ride or a chartered flight out of there, and a 15 to 25% discount on a future cruise. When you hear that apology and sort of the list of things that they're offering for compensation, what's your reaction?
Yeah, I just stand and I'm just shaking my head. I cannot imagine that the horror that they have had to deal with no food, lines to go to the bathroom, seeing urine and feces sloshing in the halls, sleeping on the floor, nothing to eat, no food, $500? What's the emotional cost? We can't put money on that. What is my 12-year-old daughter seeing? What is she seeing? I don't understand.
As you're describing that, ladies, Lou's on our panel this morning is saying that he's curious to know if you think your daughters are going to need counseling, and then who would underwrite that? I mean,
only in America.
Yeah, of course.
A cruise gone wrong, the kid needs counseling.
I mean, what's your first,
why is she alone on a fucking cruise?
And will you try to get them someone to talk to about
swear to you, I would turn this into a good time for myself. I'm not sure with a family, but if I was on there by myself,
just there by yourself,
I swear I would have a good time because I'm living through something a little different.
Right.
If they're laughing, we don't know if they're huddled up in a corner crying. And
they're probably huddled crying.
They're wanting to get off that boat. We have no communication. That's what's lacking here. We're going to speak to our daughters. Then we're going to see their...
All right. All kidding aside, I mean, it is a fucking horrific situation. Like, I don't understand how it got so bad where there's just feces in the hallway.
Feces and
they're eating onion sandwiches. Like, what's going on with this company that they're not prepared for? Like, this is pretty much a disaster for these families.
Yeah.
Why can't they figure it out? There has to be some kind of system in place before it gets to the point where they're putting their feces in bags.
I have no idea why it got to that point.
And you got to think they've run out of bags by now.
Oh, they're just shitting over the side. There's probably big shit, like shit streaks down the balcony.
It's gotten past that where they probably tried at first to shit over the side. Now they're just shitting wherever they can. I take 3 dumps a day, and I would continue with my dump schedule.
If the hallways are full of shit, you might as well just go in the hallway and take a dump.
But how does it get to that point?
Oh, no.
How desperate is this company? And then they're only offering them a $500 voucher and what?
That's it.
And this cruise is paid for, hopefully?
No.
What do you mean, no?
They're offering you a $500 voucher, and then any travel to and from the cruise, cruise-related travel, they're offering you a refund on.
Right.
But,
what do you mean?
And then 20% off the next cruise or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, they're fucked. This could sink the company. Who would want to go on one of their ships anytime soon?
I think the insurance takes care of it.
Yeah, no, I understand, but it's going to hurt future business.
Yeah, it might.
Why would they only do that? Why wouldn't they say, all right, obviously this fucking cruise, we're refunding everybody.
Yeah.
We'll get you home for free, and then give them some money on top of that.
I don't know.
They probably assume that wouldn't be enough for people, and people would sue anyway, so they're just probably waiting it out for the
lawsuits.
Now, Victor.
Is this guy Victor Blackwell? Speak. Why isn't he talking?
Just hogging camera time.
He's just standing there.
We're obviously having some technical problems with his connection as he is in Mobile Bay on a boat, and we're waiting for the ship to come in exactly that direction. But as we've been told, it'll be sometime around 7:30 this evening, 8 o'clock this evening.
Oh my
as well.
God! I am watching TV tonight.
Oh yeah, I want to see.
That's gonna be great TV.
I definitely want to see some of those fucking people bitching and complaining.
Absolutely. Oh wait, now we got a helicopter.
Oh.
That's right, Soledad. They're actually farther out than anticipated at this hour.
Boy.
We're flying just south of the mouth of Mobile Bay, and we were expecting to see the ship in about an hour or so.
Big
but again, they're delayed. You have to keep in mind they are moving at only 8 knots, which is basically 9 miles per hour. It's a very tough job. They have 4 tugboats basically escorting this ship towards.
What do they usually do? 22, 23, 27 knots? Yeah.
They're not expected to arrive here until later this evening.
They can't even see the ship yet because they don't want to take the helicopter out that far. Is that what's going on?
Maybe, yeah.
Miles from the port, which again.
Oh my God, this is a great story.
Oh, they are going to be some angry people. They're probably going to tell them, ladies and gentlemen, please avoid speaking with the media when you leave the ship.
Yeah, right.
I think they're just throwing furniture and everything just over the rail.
I'd be throwing shit over the side.
I would be, yeah.
Clear my room out by throwing everything.
Fuck yeah.
Over the side of the ship. That'd be hilarious.
That's a great story.
I can't wait to hear
as well. Thank you for that update. Let's get right to John Berman for a look at some other stories making news today.
Thank you so much, Soledad. We are getting to hear from some of the victims who survived close encounters with fugitive ex-cop Christopher Dorner.
Dorner story, yes.
That was funny. There's some jokes. He was celebrating Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, that was the obvious joke, though.
Because he burnt. Yeah.
Somebody mad saying Mobile's a nice place to live. Relax.
You know what? For the rest of the country, Mobile is portrayed as a shithole.
Well,
so, you know.
John in Mobile, Alabama.
You got a bad rep, dude.
Hey, Mobile is not a damn bad place to live. I grew up in Miami, and I live in Mobile now. And goddamn, everybody here drinks. It's a damn Catholic place more than Baptist and all that shit. It's a port city.
Dude, do you understand that for the rest of the country that doesn't even really know the ins and outs of Mobile, that Mobile has a reputation of being a shitty city?
Well, we just finished Mardi Gras.
He's trying to sell it. This guy's the Department of Tourism guy.
Why would you want more people living there?
Yeah. Iraq? Comment?
Does anybody remember that Mobile is where they saw the leprechaun?
Right? Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. We're going to find that for the break.
Yeah, that's a little good example of Mobile.
Yeah, we'll give you a nice example of Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
They got an
we haven't
FYE.
played this in a while. What?
They got an FYE in Mobile.
No shit, really?
So,
I still have a gift card for FYE.
well, it's probably the last
$50.
place where there's actually an FYE in business.
I'm going to fly there just to use my gift card, I think. I hate wasting gift cards. I really do.
Yeah. That is a bad thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Carnival is part of a big conglomerate.
Oh, shut up.
He's trying to sell Mobile.
We get it.
Sorry.
We took a shot at your area. Relax.
Believe me, they're not going to come back in with the cruise ship and decide to spend the rest of their vacation in Mobile, Alabama.
Well, I know that. That's good.
Good job defending your city, though. I like how people get all uppity about their cities. It's nice.
All right, well.
I'm going to go take a piss.
Yeah, we got to take a break now.
Yeah.
And did we find the Mobile, Alabama clip?
Yeah, I have it.
Nice.
So this is Mobile, Alabama. Mike Francesa prank calls next and some other shit.
Fun.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community. Many of you bringing binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else seen the leprechaun say yeah?
Eyewitnesses say the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction, it suddenly disappears. This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say the leprechaun looks like. Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff. And it told him to get up in a tree and play a leprechaun.
We're going to get down to the bottom of this. Yeah, it's still on there, guy. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man.
This guy helping to direct traffic says he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
This wars off spells right here. This is a special leprechaun flute, which has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish. I just came to help out.
Others just came to get lucky in hopes a pot of gold may be buried under this tree.
I'm gonna run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where to go. I want to go. Give me the gold.
The cruise ship is finally back in port.
Yes, it did dock there in Mobile, Alabama last night. All the news crews were there.
Well, CNN especially, they basically said there's nothing else happening in the world. Don't you people worry about anything else.
Right.
We need to cover the dumb cruise ship coming into Mobile, Alabama. They spent, I think it was 8 straight hours. Barely doing any other news, as this thing was just chugging along at what, 6 to 7 knots,
limping its way into a port. Yeah,
and then the tow rope broke.
Oh, did it? I didn't see that part.
Oh yeah, the tow rope, and I have a conspiracy ready. I'm not a conspiracy guy.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, if you're Carnival Cruises, right?
Yeah,
and you got this shit boat making its way to Mobile, Alabama.
The shit boat.
And you got the news crews waiting, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you break the tow rope to make sure it docks a little later at night?
When people are sleeping, so they can't watch the news and see how shitty it was?
E-Rock was watching the coverage. I had to give up. When did that dumb thing hit Mobile? Around 11:30?
Yeah, around 11 o'clock it finally kicked in.
And the tow rope broke, which threw a couple of extra hours on the whole process. And I'm like, man, I think that CEO said, fucking break that fucking tow rope.
Bust the tow rope.
We don't want this coming in and during prime time.
They're showing it on the news over here. I'm watching.
We got clips.
And what they're showing is a lot of passengers coming off the boat, interviewing with the news, and they're smiling, they're laughing, they're talking about, it wasn't fun, it wasn't a cruise, but they made do, they made doo-doo.
Right.
They made do, they had fun in some way, shapes, or form. And the news was so fucking pissed off that they didn't have crying, horrifically disappointed and sad passengers.
When I was watching, I think it was Wolf Blitzer, because the people from the ship were getting their phones charged.
What's the situation room?
It was in the situation room. And they were getting their cell phones charged, so then they're finally making phone calls to the media, and Wolf Blitzer got one on. It's like, oh, man, and he describes, like, there's sewage in the hallway, sloshing around.
A lot of sloshing.
People are eating onion sandwiches and this and that, right? And the smell, and he gets a guy on, and the guy's like, well, Wolf, tell you the truth, it's not that bad. We're making do, and everyone's been cooperating and working together.
Goodbye.
And you could see it in his eyes, like he wants to fire a producer for getting the wrong person.
Exactly.
He got someone that completely could, handle the situation.
Iraq?
I think that was the guy who said, I just had a crab sandwich and some lobster. They opened up the dining room because they needed to get rid of all the extra food.
Yes, they had
so
dropped
people
off
were
a
eating
bunch of
fine,
food.
and Wolf's just kind of staring at the camera. Yeah.
Wait, were they feeding that food the whole time? time?
No.
No, I think they
were trying
held
to
on
save
to
their
some stuff.
They were trying to save their food.
They helicoptered in some food a few days ago, I guess, or
A couple
of days ago.
Well, when it got down to where they were handing out onion sandwiches, when they knew, they had lobster and fucking crab sandwiches ready to go.
Why were they not handing that stuff out?
I don't know.
They had a helicoptered in.
Oh.
That's why they had that tent city.
Wait, they had lobster helicoptered
in? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they were trying to make sure these people, were treated well so they don't sue.
But yeah, the tent city going on.
You signed a contract.
No, I know. I was going to say that as my...
A tent city was on the deck, and then they had to clear all the tents off. People were making them out of the sheets from their beds and whatnot, and setting up this little encampment area on the deck of the ship, the main deck. And I guess the helicopter had to come in, so they had everyone clear their sheets
so they could deliver the lobster,
deliver the lobster, and all the good food. And yeah, people were eating fine.
You sign your life away when you go on a cruise ship, but.
And there's maritime law, too, that says that there's certain things you can sue for and you can't when you're at sea. But it's weird.
Somebody will find a loophole.
Yeah, in some
you can't have a cruise ship going 500 miles off course and then slowly bring it back into port. It took, 4 days to bring it back in?
And the ships aren't flagged out of the United States either, so you got to deal with international
Somebody
laws.
will figure it out.
It's very difficult to sue
Carnival's
these.
out of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Is that why you think?
That's
a lot of them.
I don't think any cruise line is in the United States.
No. The last one was
like Royal Caribbean's out of Norway.
I think some ship that used to go to Hawaii or something was the last one out of the United States.
Oh, we're not in that business in the United States?
No flagships out of the United States. It's too expensive, tax-wise.
We can't.
It's too expensive with the litigation.
CNN loved pointing out that these people weren't, the people that work on the ships don't have hourly pay, don't have unions, don't have all this stuff because they're not in the United States, and that's why the cruise lines don't base their headquarters in the United States.
You know what it would cost?
Oh, I see.
A ticket would be a lot more fucking money if it was based in the U.S. That's how fucked up this country has gotten, by the way.
We really have fucked up everything.
We've sent jobs overseas, and we got to bring it back to America. Like, you know what? The bottom line is making money. That's what companies want to do. And if it takes going overseas to do it because America's gotten so fucking greedy.
I say bring back the sweatshops, man.
Exactly.
There's people that'll take those jobs.
Love a good sweatshop. Yeah. Good Indonesian child workplace.
Exactly. Iraq, you saw the coverage?
Well, early on with the people getting paid, CNN kept saying, these people don't make a lot of money. They work all these hours. They barely have a day off. But then later on, they had reports that these people work on these ships maybe 10 years, go back to their home countries, and they're the equivalent of millionaires.
They live like kings.
Yeah, they make a ton of money from tips and everything else that they get working for 10 years straight. They retire and they're done.
I love how we protest and try to shut down these factories and all these places that these third world nations set up for people to work in. They're not making the wages people make here in America. Sorry, but that's the way of the world. Mm-hmm. And this is the only way they have to support themselves at all. And then these dumb Americans sit there and go, we have to shut that place down. Now you're killing the people.
Sure.
They're not making a lot of money, but it doesn't cost a lot of money to live where they're living.
Yeah, they don't mind.
No.
And on the ships, they're not paying board, they're not paying food. They got to work really hard, but they're taking all that money that they get and they send it back home.
Yeah, it doesn't go toward any real bills.
No.
We got some clips. Instead of you trying to figure it out, watching a million news channels, we got all the good clips right here.
We're your shitty cruise ship station.
That's right. But Iraq, how was it when the boat finally docked? I wanted to stay up for it, but
I kind of was passing out right as the boat was coming in.
Yeah,
because it was just going on too late.
They showed a lot of people coming off the boat. There was a big cheer that went off. Everyone was like, "Woo!" Yeah. And you see people coming down the gangway. Apparently, they were all in robes,
right?
And they were speculating that it was cold in Mobile that night. And I'm just thinking that people figured they would take everything, like take the fucking right. That's a nice robe. Fuck it, I'm taking the robe. I'm taking the towels. I'm taking this.
Or they got shit pants on.
Do you think they had their shit pants?
They had duty stains in the back of their clothes.
They must have stunk 4 days without a shower.
No brushing your teeth.
Just walking around in shit.
What do you think the cruise line will do for these people? If anything?
Nothing.
$500
They're doing
cash.
dumb shit.
They said $500 cash, 20% off of the next
cruise.
20%.
Plus the travel to go home.
Plus any related travel expenses.
Plus they paid for this cruise, right? They gave them their money back.
No, they didn't.
What fucking cunts?
No, they didn't.
I thought they did.
Wait,
I thought I said
they were saying they
I don't know,
the
man.
cruise.
I didn't hear they gave them a refund.
I think they stepped up and they
not as far as yesterday goes. They were not paying for this cruise.
I think I heard that. I think I heard they paid for the cruise and their expenses and their how they're going to get home. And $500 and 20% off on
that must have been something new.
I think. Let's look it up.
Yesterday, they were not paying for the entire cruise.
Wouldn't that be a disastrous bit of fucking PR if they didn't pay for
the Puerto Ricans?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, the disaster PR is the fact that we all know that ship was filled with shit.
Some people might have liked it. Imagine it was a scat lovers cruise. And it's just they loved it.
This is the greatest week ever.
I'm going on another one of these.
Yeah, some shit fan actually went and started the fire because he wanted his wife to have to shit in his face.
They were also having a problem too because in the afternoon, especially when the tow rope broke, they wanted to speak to a Carnival representative. They wanted the CEO. They sent the senior vice president of marketing. So he was the guy speaking. And the CEO didn't start speaking until
real late.
Yeah, real late. The clip that CNN keeps showing over and over. That's when he finally showed up and
I think that was
on it.
I was still up. I think it was 8:30 at night. He finally showed his face.
Yeah, but all day and the previous days, no word from him, and he'd send other people from the company to speak instead of him.
So who was it? The Scott Greenstein, the Steve Blatter, the Radio Wizard. Like who in comparison to here?
I don't know the other speakers they sent out, but I know yesterday they had the guy in charge of marketing was speaking, and they're like, "Where's the CEO?" And he didn't show up.
Oh wow! So that's like who? Is that like Rob Cross?
No, Rob Cross is still an intern.
Did they bring Rob Cross out to talk?
It would have been the person who doesn't put us in the circulars and all the commercials.
Oh my
God! Oh God! That's the equivalent.
Yeah. So it wasn't even middle management, really.
Wow!
Management that has nothing to do with directly dealing with us.
Did you find out what these people get, Sam Roberts?
Yeah, I think they do. I think you were right. They do get a refund.
Oh,
and then
their trip's paid for.
Wow,
20% off and $500.
The 20% off is a joke because most of these people will not do another cruise anytime soon.
Especially not with
some
that.
will,
not with
obviously.
Carnival.
I bet you less than 20% will actually go on another cruise in the near future, in the next couple of years.
Look, the people that are like. They're smiling.
Yeah.
They're off the boat. They're like, yay. You know what? They have a great little adventure story they're going to tell over and over again to family and friends.
That's a cruise you want to hear about. Like, you don't give a fuck. How was your cruise? Oh, it was great. We danced. We ate the buck.
Good food. Plenty of it.
Good friends.
Yes. We made good friends.
Would you have handled it? I would have had a good time with it.
Yes.
I know it would have been, kind of hard at times, but like when I was down in the Outer Banks and that hurricane was coming, me and my brother wanted to stay. Badly, because it's different. It's, you know what I mean. You're experiencing something. I would have kind of had a good time with that.
Not for 5 days, man. I'm
5 days would have been a little rough, huh?
Comfort lover. I want to plug shit in.
Right,
I want my AC. All I would have been doing is just my OCD would have been just kicking in, going, my fucking vacation's ruined.
Oh yeah.
I would have had a meltdown.
And you had to wait hours for anything. 3.5 hours just to eat.
That would have been the thing that got me the most. I hate waiting.
That means basically you eat and then get back online.
Yeah.
For your next meal.
And they said the robes they were giving out because they were in, wherever they were.
Right.
And then they get to Mobile, and as they're getting closer,
it's getting colder.
It's freezing cold. So all they did, they handed out some robes to
Mobile,
people.
Alabama?
Mobile.
It's called Mobile. I don't know why.
Going Mobile. Anyone?
Could they have done anything better for them or no? Is that it?
They don't want to.
No, on the sea. On the ocean.
Oh, they said they were treated well as best as they could, accommodate these
They
people.
said that the crew did like an amazing job at trying to do the best that they could possibly do. No one had complaints about the crew. It was a fucking mechanical
fire.
problem.
Fire is one thing. People can understand a fire.
Yeah,
you think
fire.
You think the crew had a generator somewhere in the ship and were living large?
Yeah, I think they delivered a generator too with the food. They dropped in some.
My problem is
power.
With this whole thing. They took way too long to kind of react to the situation.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
The food they only helicoptered in a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, why weren't they right on it right away?
I don't know.
Why was the ship allowed to go 500 miles off course? That's a lot of fucking miles.
Could they have gotten them into a closer port and on another ship, or is there anything they could have done that they just didn't do to save
that was
money?
The closest port. They were in the Gulf.
They had. When it first hit, they were going to send him to another port to answer your question, but then the boat started floating away from that port, making it harder. So
I think they were trying
on Mobile.
They were trying to fix it. while it was drifting.
And hoping that the media wouldn't find out. Oops.
Look at this. Everyone's smiling and laughing.
Oh, they're all in their robes, clapping and having a good time.
Yeah.
Look at them.
But the news they were hoping.
They have bed sheets with little signs written on them, draped over the side of the ship. They're having a pisser. And a shitter.
How many of those bars do you think? How many of those bars do you think are still intact?
Oh man, right?
I think they broke into everything.
I think they did. Yeah, they just broke it.
Did they start breaking into shit?
Booze and yeah, I'm sure it was fucking like anarchy.
I would love to take a tour of the ship.
Look at they're showing bedding out in the hallways.
Mm-hmm.
They said that the toilets were overflowing in the rooms, so the rooms themselves were really stinking, and people were going out into the hallway. All those mattresses that they're showing were stained. Some of them were shit.
How the fuck are they going to clean that? I mean, that shit is going to go into every nook and cranny.
They got to clean that shit up.
How?
I don't know.
Going to have to rip up every carpet.
Bring in the wolf.
Bring in the wolf.
No, sop up all those pieces of shit and piss. It doesn't have to be perfect, but...
Why don't we play some clips? We got the Carnival CEO. He finally talked pretty late yesterday.
Yeah.
In the day.
First, let me say just how thankful and relieved I am to see the Carnival Triumph tying up alongside here and knowing that all of our guests and our crew members have made it here safely. I know this is what our guests have been waiting for, and I can tell you this is what we all at Carnival have been working towards. Now, there's been a tremendous amount of effort that's gone in getting this ship back here. And there's so many people I want to thank for helping us in this regard. But I would like to specifically mention the United States Coast Guard, who's done a fantastic job. Having that cutter alongside was tremendously helpful in reassuring our guests. The United States Customs and Border Protection, who's expedited the clearing, United States Public Health, and the City of Mobile and the Port of Mobile have all been very gracious and helpful to us, and I thank everyone. But I'd also like to recognize the tremendous effort made by our shoreside teams in Miami and around the country, and mostly
start playing the music from the Oscars.
Boring. I know it has been very trying for our guests.
Get the fuck off the stage
but I can
music.
tell you that our crew worked tirelessly to try and make it as good of an experience as they possibly could for our guests. And I want to thank them very much.
That's some of that babble crap.
I want to know who the comedian was on that ship.
Oh, shit.
Who was the cruise comic on that ship?
Yeah. He's got some fucking material.
Was he doing sets, though?
No microphone.
But impromptu sets, I don't know. Out on the deck.
That's what I want to find out. Who is the Carnival cruise ship comic?
So where you from?
Yeah, the fucking fire was actually a couple audience members trying to commit suicide. He's doing crowd work again.
So.
More from the CEO of Carnival Cruises.
One of the nice things for me is to see that many of our guests in online media and other types of media have recognized just how hard our crew has worked. And I appreciate the patience of our guests and their ability to cope with the situation. And I'd like to reiterate the apology I made earlier. I know the conditions on board were very poor. I know it was very difficult. And I want to apologize again for subjecting our guests to that. We pride ourselves in providing our guests with a great vacation experience, and clearly we failed in this particular case.
Epic fail.
It's kind of weird to hear a guy, admitting anything.
Saying it was failure. Yeah, they failed in their mission.
We kind of respect that.
But as he's admitting failure, he's making sure that he takes lots of time to point out all the things they did well.
Right.
How great the crew was.
The crew, it's nice to see the Triumph come into port with all of our guests safe and sound. Mm-hmm. The crew was remarkable, and yeah, we get it.
People forgive fire. Because they know when it comes to fire, just fucking wrecks everything.
Yeah. People don't forgive anything.
And back in the day,
they're gonna remember the smell of someone else's shit.
But I mean, the fact that it's a fire makes it easier to swallow.
Yeah, back in the day, that would have killed people.
Yeah,
the ship would have sank. You know, they figure that stuff out. Where it's very hard to sink a cruise ship these days.
There can be a fire on it.
And
it's still floating
there
on
can be
the
a
water.
fire that shuts down the engines. And it's still floating. Right. You have some shit to contend with, but they're dropping fucking lobster off to you.
You think someone's so fired?
I don't know. That's they'll figure out what caused the fire,
right?
And they'll fire the guy that fired the fire.
Of course. Here's more from the CEO. Last clip, because this guy's boring. Oh yeah. And then we'll get into some other shit.
It's a
Now, there's one other thing. I know we have been making media updates as we've gone throughout the course of the day, providing the status of what's going on with the ship and all. It's our plan to continue those. We will continue those past the last guests getting off the ship and starting on their way home. We know that we have gotten our guests back to land. Now we need to get them home, and we have the full resources of Carnival are working from here to get them home as quickly as we possibly can. Now, the most important thing for me at this point in time is to go on board and to apologize to our guests. Once I finish that, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to try and help to expedite the process of getting them off and getting them on their way as quickly as I can.
Then I'm going to drive
So right now, that's
home.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to go
I
on
need to
board
get
and I'm
some
going to
gas.
apologize to the guests.
He's going to go apologize.
Yeah, to every guest.
And I heard they were putting them on buses and driving them to New Orleans or something. Was that true? I heard it was like a 2-hour bus ride.
Yeah, they needed a bigger airport with
the
more
Superdome.
options. Yeah,
Drop them off.
They needed more options for where people are going to go.
But imagine boarding a bus
That would suck.
for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
And then finally getting into that hotel room and taking that hot shower. First thing I would do is brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if somebody went into like the bus bathroom and took a bad shit and stunk the whole bus out. How bad would that be? The people are like, Jesus Christ, can't get away from this guy.
They make a rule on the bus.
No
Look,
dumps.
people, no more shitting.
Yeah, enough with the
We've
shitting.
all had it. Hold your duties.
Big, nice fucking lobster and onion sandwich shits.
Yeah. Nice crab cake dump. Crab cake and fucking warm milk dump.
What's worse than a crab cake dump? Yuck. Yeah, and everyone must have had horrendous breath. They're handing out onion sandwiches, and you can't brush your teeth for 4 days. Oh, wow.
Loud shits. And you know how a loud shit must sound in a bag? You fucking gotta have your wife hold a bag while you
Honey, could you hold the bag?
Yeah, you're supposed to be on a conga line right now. Come on, you're getting it on my knuckles. Just those loud, awful ones.
They're doing a conga line with one person congaing the other behind him with a bag. They're all just shitting on the deck.
My asshole's hot, hot, hot.
That would be wonderful.
There's a bit for you. Guy talks about the isolation on the ship. Ooh.
What's that?
Oh, no, let's do this one first. Young girl and mom meet up with their family and say Carnival had them take down their tent city before helicopters got there. Oh, well, that was what you were explaining.
Yeah.
Had to land the fucking helicopter somewhere.
Yeah,
And you look like you got a little sun.
Yeah, I did. I'm probably peeling.
No, you look healthy and rosy cheeks and wonderful.
Thank you.
I guess people did spend a lot of time outdoors, didn't they?
We had to, yes, sir.
Yeah,
except for the last day. It got so cold that everybody was out. I know you really couldn't tell probably from the ship or the helicopters or whatever that were coming over today. But before that, I mean, it was just tent city. I don't know if y'all probably remember what the Superdome looked like in Katrina. Well, that's what the deck looked like. The open deck. It was just unbelievable. But they had asked us to take them all down when the helicopter started making deliveries, and so we did that, and they straightened everything up, and so it looks kind of tidy right now, but that was not the way it was, and it was so unfortunate for those that had their beds and everything out there because we ran into rain, and they had no warning, and they all got soaked, so it was really sad.
Oh, wow.
Well, welcome back, and thank
That sucks, your bed's out there.
Yeah.
How many people must have been trying to fumble back down the steps with mattresses into their duty chambers? You try to lug a mattress into a fucking shit chamber. It's raining. Your sheets are soaked.
Oh, this fucking rules. I want to hear more about the duty.
duty chamber.
Yeah. Oh boy, a duty ship. Puts the whole boat on his head.
And then never gets a job.
And then
Ever
bitches
again.
about it.
And then bitches about us.
Fuck you.
Ungrateful fuck.
Cocksucker.
We taught you the
shit hand.
Anyway.
That's, dude, you're fucking that
It's
shit
hilarious.
in your room.
I just want to hear about that shit.
But you go outside to get some fresh air.
Yeah.
You put your bed out. You know what? You're like, you know what? We'll live with it.
Yeah.
Put your sheet up so nothing bugs don't get on you.
Nice breeze coming off the ocean. Temperature's nice.
Fucking rain.
What is that? Oh, it's rain.
You and your fat wife are trying to futz your mattress back down steps. There's a line of people.
Hold it. Put your end up.
40 minutes in the rain with your mattress up. Awful.
You're only on the cruise with your wife to try to save your marriage, and now you have to deal with the shit ship.
Yeah. Her cunt is stinking up the room again. Just like home. Fucking onion breath.
I wonder if people were having sex on the ship.
Oh,
First night, yeah, by day 5, it was probably just jerk off and look at each other across the room.
Just smelling. The guy's breath smells like his bag.
I'll tell you, I'm an armpit fan, though. I probably would have enjoyed it.
I would have liked it.
Yeah. You would have been in heaven.
They were probably brushing their teeth actually with bottled water.
They probably were.
A lot of these people said they couldn't brush their teeth for 4 or 5 days.
That's crazy. You could use anything.
Well, I don't know how much
Fucking
water they
minibar.
had. They were probably rationing all that shit out, I would assume.
Used to shit in the minibar.
Yeah. Here's a guy talking about the isolation on the ship.
It's, really one of those classic experiments where you take a population, you isolate them, you take away just about every modern convenience, and then you work to see whether they, the good human nature rises to the top or fails. In that experiment that you just went through, what would you say happened?
I think you hit on the head. It's like, it's not being be connected with the outside world, because we felt, really when the first day of the day of the fire, and it was, we had later in the day, there was like, okay, there's going to be a sister ship coming, going to drop provisions, and we were like, oh, well, they're going to have Wi-Fi on there, so maybe we can get out, because our communications pretty much were cut off, that we could get on the boat. So the ship came closer, and we're like, hey, we're getting signals. You getting out? You getting out? So people were giving each other cell phones. Hey, I can't get out, but I have whatever carrier, and able to get through to loved ones, and so that was awesome. And then obviously the next day we were able to get 2 more provisions dropped from other ships, and I think that kind of really kept people's spirits up. But there was the three days where we had 0 communication, so I think people were getting a little antsy because they wanted to talk to your loved ones and let you know how we're doing. And
wow, 3 days without a cell phone.
That's why I bring my satellite phone with me. Nothing ever happens, but I always bring my sat phone.
People would have been fighting over your satellite phone.
They'd have been chasing me all over the fucking deck.
And you would have been screaming, leave me alone!
Get away from me, my phone! $100 a call!
Would you be my phone guy?
Oh, I would be. I'd be that guy.
You would be climbing on a pole somewhere.
Get away!
Just to get away from people.
And I'd just be calling like into Ron and Fez.
Right.
Yeah, what's up? No important calls, just fucking, chatting.
Well, the power might have been the problem. You couldn't charge their phones.
No, they had charging stations.
Yeah.
Near the elevator banks, I believe.
Then why did they have power? Because of the reception?
Yeah, they just didn't have any signal out in the middle of the water.
No, and they did lose power.
Yeah.
And then they had to recharge their phones, but they couldn't recharge everyone's phones.
And they didn't have a signal.
They didn't have a signal for a while.
They didn't have a signal.
Is there
for
something
3
that catches
days.
a signal on the boat that's...
a little bounceroo, yeah.
They have Wi-Fi out there, so it goes to a satellite.
Yeah, you
so
can
you're
bounce
able
that
to,
shit.
you're able to use that as to send messages out and whatnot. And you could use their phones.
Right.
Their phones in the rooms, but it's all satellite.
Yeah.
When that goes down, you're fucked.
Here's the guy talking about the fire that started this whole mess.
Were you ever worried or afraid? I mean, there's a fire on the ship, and just because we heard about how it was listing. I mean, there had to be moments where you said, "I'm vulnerable out here." Did you never feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Like I said, my personality is I take things in stride. I don't want to worry too much, but I don't want to get overexcited. But what I do remember is when you're going through the muster station drills and just safety procedures, and they're talking about, the worst thing that can happen on a ship is a fire, and you're like, yeah, well, that's not going to happen. Yeah. And then of course, you're woken up at 5:30 a.m. by the captain saying Alpha Team, and you're putting 2 and 2 together, and then you smell smoke, and so yeah, that was a little unnerving. So I think at that point you're like, we are out here in the Gulf, and there's nothing out here, and that was a little scary. We were dead in the water. I mean, for the no way else to put it. So
I'll just jump in the water with something.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Swim back. Oh man, Space Rock is 150 feet wide. That's the one that's going to pass near Earth.
Right.
Oh, that's not nearly as big as I
No.
thought. That's not a couple football fields. We should try to get.
Bill Nye.
About because when we were talking to somebody in Moscow, they said that communications went down. Cell phone communication went down. They were not certain if it was a meteor or if it was the number of people that were getting on their cell phones to try to call their loved ones.
Hey, look at this.
This one, DA-14, 2012 DA-14, no, absolutely no way it's going to hit us. No way.
Oh, sure.
It will not hit any of our satellites.
Oh, how do you know?
Very, very, very unlikely.
Oh.
Apparently, there is a spent rocket fuselage that may have been a military rocket years ago that it's going to come within 100 kilometers of 60 miles of. But even that's a miss. The whole thing, everybody, is we don't know how many more of these objects are out there.
Oh, boy.
And if one of them hits a city or hits anything, it's going to destroy it. Just destroy it. And so this is a warning shot for us humans to watch the sky. Now, if we had enough warning, if we had several years warning, we could easily, we could do something about it. We have the spacecraft technology. The spacefaring nations of the world could slow it down or speed it up just ever so slightly, and it would miss us. And there's science fiction stories about asteroids and so on, but they're based in fact.
Which one's that?
And this is something for everybody to think about.
The
well,
timing
it's
of this
just
was
one more
really,
thing.
They have to drill?
really scary.
It's kind of cool.
bomb in the middle of
Well, it's scary, but it's
to
also
you, it's cool. To us,
an
it's a little
opportunity.
scary. Yeah, well, we're
so
really
no,
happy
it's
that they are.
No, it's cool for everyone.
Yeah, don't worry, Soledad.
Yeah, the news makes it scary. Michio Kaku's going to be on Channel 2 CBS. Maybe we could get him on our show today.
I texted Travis. We're working on it.
Oh, we are working on it? Good. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
I try to introduce him to my son.
How'd that work?
Okay.
That's what I got. Okay.
Dr. Kaku.
And then he crossed the street and started like double timing it. He's the weirdest.
He is the worst. He is a
dude.
scaredy cat.
He lives in Jimmy's building, lives right next door to me. I see him all the time, and every time I try to say hi to him, it's like the first time he's meeting me.
He's a scared.
Oh, he's so scared.
Hi, okay. Don't hurt me.
That's why his hair is so white.
Hurt me.
He's actually 24 years old.
Hi, we've met 40 times. How are you? You're an apparition. A ghost.
It's unbelievable.
He is a scaredy cat.
Anyway, this is my favorite clip coming up because, we all know the news loves to fucking pump shit up.
Oh, yeah.
They're all about pumping shit up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I believe this guy gave the news a bit of a face, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a face to the news.
And the isolation factor you described, this is the same sort of thing many people who went through Katrina in New Orleans, others that were left behind. They never heard anything either. And your mind begins to race. You wonder if anybody knows of the circumstance you're in. You think you're all alone. And, of course, any rumor becomes solid fact. And it spreads in a very closed environment. So I imagine it's something very similar.
Yeah, but, let's put that in perspective. I mean, Katrina was a major devastation. We're on a freaking cruise ship, and we're just out having a good time. So, from that angle, and I get it, because it is this isolation of communication, but two different things, two different things.
Nice.
I'm so proud of people because they're starting to figure it all out. Like, enough of your shit. It's not like Katrina.
Guy's trying to equate it with fucking Katrina. And the guy said, look, we're on a freaking cruise ship.
More and more people are figuring it out. Thank God.
Sorry, we're out there on the Lido deck having daiquiris.
Right.
We're not in our attic as water's creeping up and having to cut a hole in the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little different.
Hoping you could even cut a hole in the roof.
Yeah.
Some of those people weren't able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's how they met their fucking maker.
A little different.
If there is a maker.
Oh. Yes.
Well, here's some ladies talking about their horrible experience.
These are the ladies that the news keeps showing.
Right. Because they finally found one.
Yeah, these are the old biddies that got off the boat and were all pissed off about everything.
Oh, good. This is exactly what they were looking for.
So, and if you watch this morning, these are the ladies that
they show over and over again.
They're the stars.
Yeah.
But the fact is, most people were okay, just okay with what happened, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of an exception.
Oh yeah. Of all the clips I watched.
And then what the news does, they take the exception and then they slam it down your fucking throat all day long.
We are glad to be on dry land. It's just been a horrible experience for us. it was a great cruise to start off with, but it just, the morning of
Sunday morning
the fire,
there was a fire alarm.
And we've been kept in the dark a lot. We haven't been told everything that we probably should have known. And it was just, that's because you just... The things just kept getting worse and worse, and we could never, ever really get a straight answer. The bathroom facilities were horrible. We couldn't flush toilets. No electricity. Our rooms were in total darkness. We had no air. Horrible. And we had, it's just been a really, really taxing experience for us.
Phone, no lights, no motor cars, not a single luxury.
People on this ship right now.
I'm sure. Fucking hens.
Yeah. Primitive as can be.
Just babbling.
Hens.
Yeah.
And we didn't have toilets to flush.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Well, they continue here.
I don't think this ship should have ever sailed out.
And how do you know that?
How do you know?
And please tell me how you know that. Please tell me how you know that.
Yeah.
I inspected the engines before it left, and there seemed to be an anomaly.
Certainly in hindsight, but how do you dumb bitch, know that for sure?
Yakety yak.
I think there's, issues with it, and I think it should have probably stayed in dock. It's an old ship. It's been around for a long time.
1999, I believe. Now, the CEO, Jerry Cahill, is here.
Like
I don't know if you know that. He came on and he apologized. Is that enough? Are you? No.
There are a lot of unhappy people on this ship. A lot of unhappy people because of the conditions and the way things just went downhill from the first
Downhill,
day.
it's
And
water.
then, we couldn't. We floated for over 100 miles, somewhere around 100 miles.
For a whole day, they were assessing the situation from Sunday morning at 5:30 to probably, I guess, midnight that night. They still did not know because they could not open the the engine room where the fire took place.
Yeah, gosh.
And so we were just floating, and they said we floated out to sea about 100 miles.
I heard 500, but wasn't it 500?
That's what I heard too. But these are obviously
you take it from these yentas, these hens. Shut it.
Did they get anything right? I'm noticing you both have, these are the robes from the rooms?
Right. So cold. It got
because it got so cold. You didn't have a coat.
Well,
we were in Cozumel. It got so cold, and then our rooms were so uncomfortable. As we kept getting closer and closer to Alabama, we just got colder. We couldn't leave our door open for fresh air. The hallways were toxic, full of urine. Our bathrooms were full of urine. Our showers
I think the worst part of this whole thing to me was that I don't think they had a backup plan of any kind for this type of situation.
They did.
And that's what a lot of people started realizing. It looked like they were just trying to figure it out as they were going, and then they'd figure something out, and then they'd change their mind, and then they'd try to figure something else out. And it was
a lot of mixed messages.
Yeah, it was never like, this is the plan. I don't think there was a backup plan.
Shut up.
Yeah, they bother me, but they're probably, speaking some truths there.
Yeah.
It seems like the cruise line there didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
But how unpleasant would those women have been on board?
Oh, my God. Can you imagine they were your neighbors? As you're trying to shit in your bathtub, you hear them?
They're the ones that bitch at a perfect cruise.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough food. I went to the buffet, and they were all out of the crab meat before I got there. And just bitching.
There was no butter at breakfast this morning.
Yes, they didn't bring the butter.
Oh, God.
The fruit basket, the peaches were overripe.
Like everything's a problem with them.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But I would be that. That's how
You would be out of your mind?
Why was this boat let to go? They knew this would happen.
That's true.
Oh, please.
We've seen Jimmy go off.
5 days of shitting into my own tub, but I want to have a nice vacation?
I would get all the shit in the tub, absolutely.
Oh, and I'd be cranky.
You can't use the tub anymore.
Shit. Well, apparently all the drains in the rooms were backing up.
Really?
Yeah, once those pumps go out, I guess put
a towel under the door or something.
The sewage goes through the drains back up.
There's like piss all over the floors of the bathrooms.
Hey.
Well,
shit coming up. Like through the drains like a Play-Doh fun factory. Just fucking...
the shit that comes out of those women.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I had ordered some prunes, and it made for a loose stool.
Yeah. One of them doesn't even know it, but she's taking cancer shits and fucking wrecking the whole hallway. She has no idea.
Oh, God.
She's fucking ruining everyone's trip.
You think Carnival Cruise will have to change their name? They're going to be known as the
Shit Cruise.
The Shit Cruise.
Every cruise line's had their fucking
Some
problems.
issues. This is a big one, though.
Like they're showing the red biohazard bags all over the fucking ship.
Aren't they the ones that had the ship turn over in Italy, too?
No. That was Costa.
that was...
Oh.
Yeah, that was...
But then...
They had something happen.
That was the Italian cruise line.
Yeah.
But I heard they had another big...
They had another... I don't know if engine failure last year.
What the hell is that?
I think that's what it was.
Scaring me. It looks... What? It's a bowl of Nissan bowl noodles?
What is that?
I don't know. It's like a cup of noodles, but it's a different company. And
It looks good. It says rich and savory.
Oh, well.
Is that heated?
Yes. It's got hot water in it.
Love to open that and spill it on your bare arms.
That would hurt. Berlin water. And then Berlin water was on my arms.
Yeah. All right, we'll break.
Yeah.
And we got a busy show, actually.
What's going on today?
We have Stalker Patty coming in, because I guess she's getting married to Fez or something.
About her nuptials.
Yeah, we'll try to get an
Fez
update on
Watley.
that from the Ron and Fez show.
Future Mrs. Watley.
And then we got Ben Lyons coming in to talk movies.
Bin Laden?
Ben Lyons.
Oh, that's different.
And he's cool. I've met him a couple times. Good guy.
You know who Ben Lyons is buddies with?
Who
that?
DJ Who Kid.
Really? How's the Who Kid?
He's good. He's still international right now. He's on the N-word Bond tour.
What?
He calls himself N-word Bond.
Nigga Bond.
No, but the tour is called the N-word Bond tour.
It's called N-word.
Is it called N-word
Yeah,
Bond?
because he wants white people to come.
Oh, so he's not
called
saying
it
nigga
N-word
Bond.
yeah.
Who's on that with him?
It's just him.
It's just him.
DJing at different... But
he's
he wears,
DJing around the globe.
But he wears like a bow tie and like a tuxedo, so he keeps posting Instagram pictures of nigga Bond.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his pictures of him with a lot of white women.
And people eat it up, right?
They love it.
They love him.
Because he's a non-threatening black guy.
But he does well wherever he goes with his DJing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Is he one of the top DJs in the world?
I would say so.
He was just in Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah, Dubai.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And also, we bitched about it, and Roland made it happen. We got Modest Yahoo coming in today.
What?
Modest Yahoo is going to play a couple songs for us today. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I am too.
So we'll take a break here.